My name is Dunker, and this is my bike.
I'm getting ready to go home from the Venus project. I had a great time. I've had a little bit of time to think about it, and I've read another one of their magazines. And on my way home, I'll probably talk about what happened yesterday and insert images and things like that. I didn't post much at all yesterday because where the Venus project is located has like almost no cell phone signal. It was very spotty. I'm gonna go in about half an hour as my continental breakfast. I missed it yesterday because I just slept like a log, and it's still really early, 5:30, and I like hotels. They're pretty cool to stay at. I'm getting an early start. I left a little bit after 6 a.m. Had a wonderful breakfast, continental breakfast with it was this neat waffle maker thing. I never tried those before, and I know it's easy to make waffles, but I never made a waffle in one of those machines, so I was like, ooh, this is cool, and it was fantastic. One of the main reasons for starting early is to try to beat the sun. So, the Venus project, that was pretty fascinating. So I was surprised about how many people were there. I was kind of afraid that I would be alone in this tour, but there were probably about 20 people there. And we, did a decent job of coming close to filling up the room where his talk was being held. Jacques he's had a broken leg recently, so he couldn't walk around the premises with us. Roxanne walked around with us. Mr. Fresco's ideas of solving the problems of humanity using technology is a very sound premise. I was tempted to kind of call him out on it, but during the question and answer, there were some pretty good questions that came close to what I was going to ask. They are dead set in their ideas that the monetary system is to blame for all the woes of mankind. That is, in my experience, pretty backwards thinking for someone who claims to be a scientist. Scientists work with empirical evidence and come to facts. He is correct in that the way the monetary system is right now is, bad and unusable and leading to some downfalls of the society with, everybody being born into debt and never being able to get out of debt. And that's definitely a horrible, horrible thing. I agree 1,000% with that. But the idea that money in and of itself is the problem. Money is a tool like any other. It's like fire or a knife or the wheel. You can, use fire to warm a house or burn someone alive. Right now, to use this metaphor, the 1% is using the monetary system to burn people alive, which I agree is very, very wrong. I wanted to ask him about Bitcoin, but then I got a very liberal, hippie sort of vibe from the room, and I feel like I would have gotten pounced upon for mentioning Bitcoin, because people in those circles tend to see it as more of the same problem as we have now, because they have not bothered to do any research whatsoever. There was a lot of people there that I would consider like bleeding heart liberals, and which that's kind of where I came from. I am, in my soul, I am I want to save mankind from itself and see everybody be fed and clothed, and I love to see that. But I also have a foot in reality that says you can't change society by declaring, something as truth. At least not without major armies to back it up. and the Venus Project does not have any enforcement arm. No armies, no navies, no police force, none of that. So you can't shove an idea down someone's throat so easily. Unfortunately, you cannot reason someone out of a mindset that they did not reason themselves into, meaning religion, all these touchy-feely, spiritual, we're more than just our body, we're one with the universe, you know, drug trippy concepts, which are fun to experiment with, but have no basis in scientific reality. You know, the fact that you feel wonderful this morning has nothing to do with world events. And you might feel better, but that doesn't stop the murders of people in Iraq and Afghanistan and on the streets of Chicago, you know. I do agree that the Venus Project is a good solution for a lot of problems, but they kind of have this idea that it won't work unless the entire world is behind it. And any concept that starts with the phrase, everybody should do this, is going to fail. Guaranteed. You cannot shove an ideal down someone's throat. No matter how good it is, no matter how sound it is, no matter how realistic it is, people are emotional creatures because of their upbringing. I believe that you have to incentivize change, work with them on an emotional level, show that we're all really the same. You know, we're all the same species. We just need to work together to save ourselves without violence, without wars, without oppression. Woo! Good googly moogly. Well, that's one of the reasons why I left early, is to avoid a lot of traffic. I'm well on my way. It's time for my first break of the morning. I've been riding for about 2 hours. And I saw this on the way here, but I figured I'd save it for the trip home. This freaking cocoa sod farms, it's just acres and acres and acres of grass, you know, because, you know, sod. And it must pay really well, because look at these statues. This is amazing. Look at this guy, or whoever runs this farm is just... Sod must really be profitable. This is really fun. And they're lit up at night, and this is crazy. And if I remember from yesterday, there's another entrance down there, another half mile or so. And this goes all the way back to this almost plantation style house back there. I don't think I'll get in trouble for trespassing, because I'm just stopping to get something to eat, and I'll be on my way in, you know, 20 minutes or so. Okay, I'm riding along, and I just finished up eating over at that bench right there, and I figured this is a good enough place to stop because it's a war memorial. It's kind of nice here, but this looks like a bunch of names. I guess it's maybe locals who have died. And I don't really like wars and war machines, but you know, it's fascinating to see these things, even if you're not a fan of what they do. A little over halfway home, maybe 3/5 the way home, and I saw this yesterday on the way here, but I figured I'd save it for my way home. Got this special sidewalk just for State Road 70 that I have to ride on, but there's this like fancy crossover I'm assuming it's some kind of fairground or something. I can't quite make out that sign from here.
I stopped there for a little while and got something to eat, and I just marvel at this thing. Just massive construction just across the damn street. Seems very wasteful.
Okay, this will be my last stop. I'm here at the Vero Beach Indian River Mall, and I've been here hundreds of times, so I can ride home from here in my sleep. This is not a difficult challenge at this point.
Thank you for watching. You can see more of my rides at dunkerbike.com.